They say, if there ain't no justice, then there ain't no peace. That's from uh, a phrase that's repeated throughout the song by the late great Rockin' Power to him Prince. Baltimore. That's the name of the song. Now this goes back at least 40 years, at least, probably even earlier. But a Jean-Michel Basquiat painting has the words "freedom is not free," and it reads, "No justice, no peace." So what does this mean? Why do people have the tendency to say this slogan? Why is it often repeated with such, incidences such as with Renee Nicole Macklin Good and her being deceased, being killed by an ICE agent? Why is this always so widespread? Why is this used? Reverend Al Sharpton even adopted it as his slogan whenever something like this occurs. But why? I don't understand why. They're mostly Christian people, mostly Christians. And even if they weren't, there has to be something, all the faiths that say that there has to be peace. It's always a faith of peace and things of that nature. No justice, no peace. What are you talking about? Are you saying that there's going to be violence if there's no justice brought out? And what is the justice for? Why is there justice? Why is there a sense of meting out justice for police officers or authorities or law enforcement officials when these occurrences have crop up? It just makes me feel very weird. Makes me sense something that's something strange. It's a strange sensation because Christianity especially is about grace and mercy. They're not justice says you die, but grace and mercy says you're spared. That's one thing. So that's a reality that I think is often overlooked and often not able to be made clear. It just is very weird. Thank you, Juicy8369. I think you're a female. I guess you are. Nice tie. Thanks for the compliment. But I really want to get into that. I want to get into. I saw a few posts. Saw a post on Wikipedia said that the Latino and African American at that time, foundational Black American probably now, but black communities in New York City would chant that because of I think his name was Michael Griffin. He was murdered. I think he was, or at least killed. And they're saying no justice, no peace during the riots in L.A. during the Rodney King situation. They were saying no justice, no peace, and that was actually the truth. That was like, we didn't find any justice. They all got off. They all were acquitted. That's not just to us. So we're gonna loot stores, shoot up stuff, damage things, and completely, obliterate and injure people that had nothing to do with it, like that truck driver. I can't think of his name right now, but there was a truck driver who was accosted for absolutely no reason. He's just a truck driver. It was very sad. Yo, Football Chronicles 5000. Salute to you. Salute. Make sure y'all tell at least 50,000 people to come into this live. Y'all got so many friends and followers and subscribers. Make sure you tell them to come along on this ride. But yeah, so no justice, no peace. That's what we're looking at right now. No justice, no peace. The slogan that has stretched throughout the years. The Tamir Rice incident. That was another example of the slogan being said. I just don't think it's it's a incredible kind of idea to say no justice, no peace, because it's like saying, if we don't find, it's usually a collective. A collective says, we don't find this to be true. We don't find this to be right. We have to tear down, walls. We have to burn things. We have to, set things on fire and have to cause a ruckus. Salute to Brooklyn. Honey, feed the kids. I'm out. Skylar's on. Salute to you, Brooklyn. I appreciate it, sir. Make sure you tell 4,000 people about me, okay? I appreciate it. But no, no justice, no peace. That's no justice, no peace. People, I think, just make signs and quote, the slogan over and over without really knowing what it means. To me, it means, like I said, it's an idea of like you're not achieving your ends. If you don't have your ends achieved, then you don't have the possibility for continuing on with your life. It's a possibility of continuing on with your livelihood, how you make money, how you continue to live. And so there's no peace. There's no peace in the streets. Thanks for that trophy. I appreciate it. I don't know what the trophy's for, William Fry, but appreciate it. Thank you. So that's just the reality of it all. That's just the reality of it all. It's a sad, scary kind of mixture of ideals. It's a very weird kind of connotation. No justice, no peace. Okay. So, like I said, Christians are all about grace and mercy. They don't worry about justice. They justice is just superfluous. They know that Jesus is going to give them mercy and grace, no matter what. That's going to be the key to their salvation. They don't deserve it. They didn't earn it. But by glory, God has given it to them. Hallelujah. I'm an atheist, so I respect people with faith. I don't respect people who are on the fence. I only respect people that have no faith or have full faith. I reject the people that have full faith. I reject their faith, but I don't reject the person. It's kind of like what they say in their terminology. Respect. Love the sinner, not the sin. That's kind of way that I look at it as. I say love the faithful, not the faith. But that's exactly what I'm saying. It's like it's a very serious, very creepy kind of territory that we're treading on. It's a very weird space because you're saying no justice, no peace. What? I think people just say, well, they said at the last rally, got to keep it going now. If there ain't no justice, then there ain't no peace. If there ain't no justice, then there ain't no peace. That's the reality. That's the sad part. No sermons, no speeches tonight. Well, this is the whole point. Is my speech. This is my sermon. This is my pulpit. This is my pulpit, Brooklyn. Do you agree with that? You're from Brooklyn. You're from where Jean-Michel Basquiat, his stomping grounds. He might have been the first to ever declare no justice, no peace. He could be the first one. It was back in 1984. And then there was more incidents that happened in 1987, happened in 1991, happened in 2011 and 12, I think, 2013, 2014, and 2020 with George Floyd. That's when it really became huge. That was all over the world. That was super. That was humongous. That was giant. No justice, no peace. People were having. That was such a strange time period. The coronavirus, the George Floyd demonstrations and protests and things of that nature. I mean, it's just very strange, very, very weird road to tread on because it doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. It doesn't make any sense. No justice, no peace. We don't get justice. We're gonna be unpeace. We're gonna be we're gonna show force. We're gonna damage things. We're gonna tread on private property. We're gonna say all these. That's completely irrational. That's completely irrational. Completely devastating to everyone, to the people that are perpetrating the force, and the people that are obviously are victims to the force. That's what it means to have no peace. And we're coming out of the peace season, goodwill towards men, all that. What happened to that? I'm Jewish. Jesus isn't part of what I believe. I understand that, Brooklyn. I'm just saying, he's not part of what I believe in either. I'm an atheist, but we have to come to grips. We have to come to reality that the majority of this country claims to be Christians. Like what, 70% or more claim to be Christians? You can't ignore that. Can't ignore that. Millions and millions of people actually believe this stuff. It's very scary because I used to believe it too. I used to believe it for 16 years. From the year I was 3 years old to the year I was 19 years old. So, but that's just, the truth. That is the truth. That is that slogan has so much potential to it. I could see if it made actual sense. No justice, no peace. No, saying like we're gonna organize and demonstrate on private property and make a ruckus on our own side, not to bother anybody else, and anything like that. Just stand maybe and just with candles or something like that, and then I guess how's that not peace? That's kind of peaceful actually. So where's the no peace come in? If there's no justice, there's no peace. Where does the no peace come in? No peace against whom or for what? Private property, individuals who had nothing to do with the situation, or may have had something to do with information, and people want to act like vigilantes. Is that what the whole no justice, no peace notion stands for? What does it stand for actually? What does it mean? Where does it go? How far do you go with it? How do you understand it? All of it, total BS. I mean, I wouldn't use it in that kind of language, but it's. I mean, what Rock and Power, to George Carlin, he said, faith. He didn't say the word faith. I always say faith over religion. I say faith because people, can say, oh, I brush my teeth religiously. I go to school religiously. I go to work religiously. And so I say faith. So faith is complete and total BS. I understand that. But I respect those who do have faith. So it's like for them to get their awakening, to get their moment of understanding, that would be a crucial moment. That would be a crucial time period in their life. If they don't get it, it's just on them. They just live their life sadly without knowing the truth, without knowing reality, without knowing, concepts that relate to science and reason and truth and anything that has to do with it. So that's the power. That is the might. That is the might. That is the power of this slogan. You can't deny it. It sounds like it sounds hot. No justice, no peace. Like that's like, whoo, it's fighting words. You're like, no justice, no peace. Yeah, exactly. I can see what you're saying there. Yeah, okay, I got you. No justice, no peace. But what is the substance? What is the gritty reality of it? What is the substance? What does it mean? What does it really mean? No justice, no peace. What does that really mean? What does that really pertain to? In our lives, in our way that we associate with one another. What does it really mean? What does it pretend? What does it go towards? What does it mean? Show me the meaning? That's Metallica. But seriously, I mean, just you hear it all the time. Protesters outside somewhere, they make their banners, they get color and glitter and different signs, and they have puppets and stuff like that. No justice, no peace. It's like, how the hell? What the hell? Where is this coming from? Where is this coming from? How does that even work? How does that even work? I just don't understand it. I don't understand it, how it even works. So I just have to just air this out, air it all out, because it just hits me every time. I'm like, God, they're gonna say it. No justice, no peace. No justice. Okay, what is justice? Justice is getting what you deserved. Peace is tranquility. Is the app? I mean, it's not just the absence of war. It's a state of mind where everything is in harmony. Everything is made clean and clear, and I'm about to say under control, clear. So I'll do an ad, but everything's made very like I said before, tranquil, very subdued. Everything is without disorder or chaos. It's with understanding. It's with knowing who you are and what you're doing. That's what this is all about. Do it for yourself. Life's too short to play Santa for everyone else. Exactly. That's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth. I'm a selfish person. It's all about selfishness, as according to the philosophy of Ayn Rand. Rational self-interest, not just I do what I feel like doing. I do whatever I want. Haha, you can't catch me, or whatever the case may be. That's the caricature of selfishness. The actual fact of selfishness is simply concern for one's own interests, but that doesn't mean anything according to ethics. The morality of selfishness is that you value yourself as an indivisible individual, that you are your own person, that you have no other person before you, no other person to come. You are one. That's what selfishness means. Okay, so I'm still trying to find out what peace and justice have to do with each other. What is peace and justice? There's no peace, there's no justice. There's no justice, there's no peace. What? I just, I'm still trying to figure it out. I want to figure it out. I want to see for myself, my own two eyes, the reality of doing this, of doing this thing. They when they demonstrate, when they protest, when they have people that are up there, and they continually go against the thinking of rational ideals. They have a sense that they can control the world. Like this is the thing. Like people say things like, "Oh, I'm for Jesus and God," or "I'm for Allah and Muhammad. I'm for God and Moses or Buddha or whoever the hell they want to talk about for faith." But they always say it's like they're in control of nature. How? There's no such thing as supernature. So how can the supernatural be influenced by the natural, or how can they touch or figure out, or what is the science behind it? There is no science behind it. There's only science in reality. In their reality, there is no science. That's the sad part. Steve Jobs 5100. Okay, you're back. It's the guy who's dressed like the Mafia Games. Yes, mate. How's it going? What's going on, Steve Jobs? How you doing, sir? I'm doing well. Happy New Year. Skylar, are you married? How many kids do you have? Unmarried, no kids. 37 years old, going on 38. You look like you should have some jazz music playing in the background to enhance the video. Yeah, if I had the copyrights, I would do that. If I had the copyright, I definitely would do that. But I do not own any copyrights for jazz music, sadly. But yeah, so it just trips me up every time. Every single time there's some kind of disturbance. Somebody is the controversy. That's the thing. It's controversy. Well, was she trying to back out? Was she trying to move the vehicle away from the officer? Was she trying to hit the vehicle? Was she weaponizing her car? Was he just trigger happy and shot her in the face 3 times? What was the issue there? So that creates a disturbance among people, and then they protest and demonstrate. Is that a new hat? No, it's not. That's your first question. That's your free bingo space. Is that a new hat? You have no other questions unless you want to pay for them. There are websites that provide generic stream-friendly music. Okay, I'll look into that. I'll see about that. But you still have to pay for. I think even if you don't have to pay, I think you still have to contact them and make sure you're able to clear the music. And I ain't got that kind of time. That was my second question to get you again. Yeah, I know it. I know what you're trying to get me. You must relish that. You're like, oh, I'm gonna get this nigga. I'm gonna get this nigga. I'm gonna get him. He's going down. I got him. I got this nigga. You're not gonna get me again. This is 2026, sir. That's 2026. Somebody's retracted their statements. Ignorant is us blue. But anyway, I think no justice, no peace has no role in our our body politic. I just don't. I just don't see it. I don't. I kind of like I said. I kind of understand it. I see what people are trying to say when they say no justice, no peace. But I think it's more rolled up into nothing, and it means nothing after a while. It means they just a slogan. They say if there's no justice, there's no peace. If there's no justice, there is no peace. Or like I said for the Prince song, if there ain't no justice, then there ain't no peace. I mean, you can get it. Little sauce. Put a little sauce on it. Get the double negatives. It's snowing here in Wales, man. Can't even go to the gym. Is it in there? Is it there as well? There you go with the question. Even though you didn't have a question mark, I noticed it was a question. Very slick and slippery, sir. Very slick and slippery. I'm not going to answer your question, but that was very slick and slippery. I saw that. But yeah, you better laugh. You better laugh. But yeah, so I just have, my qualms about this whole thing because grace and mercy are the ones that supersede justice in the Christian faith. And the Christian faith, you can have whatever. You can be a murderer. You can be a rapist. But on the table, the priest is there, and the governor said, he's got to die. There's only 5 minutes left, 2 minutes left, 2 minute warning. And say, do you confess all your sins, my son? Do you absolve all of this? Have they all of them being absolved by Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior? And yes, a murderer, a child rapist, a terrorist, all these kinds of things can be completely forgiven at the end. Justice says they die. Do you have okay, Brooklyn? It goes for you too, sir. You don't have a wrench. I give you a wrench one day, I might give you a wrench, Brooklyn. You're creeping on to come up next to a wrench. I might get that for you. If not, maybe just hang on. Again, Steve Jobs trying to get me. This show is not for free. I'm doing this all for money. That's the whole point of this show. But I have to have passion. I have to do research. I have to do my due diligence in order to secure myself among these YouTube streets. And why do I have 31 people in here with 4 likes? Come on. Smash that like button. Helps out with the algorithm. Come on. Smash that like button. I've never sinned in my life. Okay. I believe you. I believe you. I've sinned in my life, and I don't want Jesus to die for my sins. He was a man of perfect virtue. Why should he go to the cross or a post or wherever you understand? Why should he go to a post and be brutalized and suffer and bleed and die and all this terrible, horrible stuff for my sins? That's complete. That's injustice. That's your injustice. That's your no justice, no peace. Where's the no justice, no peace for Jesus? They should be saying no justice, no peace for Jesus. That's what I think that slogan can apply to. Thank you for the response. I like it if you answer my question. I like it if you send me at least $50. Steve Jobs, you got the money. I do like the hat. Thank you, Richard. Maybe in the bathroom. Thanks for telling me your view. And maybe to the IRS. Third question. That's your third question. Yeah, I know, but I didn't answer it. I'm not going to answer it. He's saying third question, but I like it if you answer my question. Yeah, you don't have to like it. You don't have to like it at all. That's fine. I got plenty of people liking my stuff right now. So I do appreciate it. I do appreciate the viewership, but I need more likes. Get those likes up. I have 4 likes with 28 people in here that I see. But anyway, no justice, no peace. Where's the justice for Jesus? Everybody talk about justice and he's the Prince of Peace and everything, but he doesn't get justice. Where's the grace and mercy for Jesus? There's no grace and mercy. There's no justice. He's just a hunk of flesh that's brutalized and terrorized, and I'm just keeping it realistic. I mean, the faith says, well, he ascended and they rolled back the stone and he wasn't there and he was ascending into heaven. Then he came back and he showed his disciples his scars and stripes. That was not your question. What are you talking about? Now you're just making stuff up. You're just making stuff up. It's a bit late for Jesus. Long time ago, man. Yeah, well, not really. Not really. If people still, ring his name still rings bells, many big bells. Okay? There are systems, huge financial trusts, and trillions of dollars based on Jesus' name. Look at the Vatican. The Vatican controls a vast amount of wealth around the world. Billions of people subscribe to this faith. That's trillions of dollars. At least a billion. Let me correct myself. At least a billion people subscribe to the Vatican's money. And just as a side note, where's the no justice, no peace? Where's the justice for the little boys and some girls, I guess, that were molested and brutalized under the eyes of the cardinals and the different clerics and the clergymen? Definitely wasn't my question. Definitely wasn't. You repeat what your question was, and I'll show you what it was. Exactly. You can't. Everything is money. Yes, everything is money. The Vatican, that's where they filmed Twilight New Moon. In it. That's where they filmed. That's where they filmed Twilight New Moon. In it. Did I get the accent right? In it. That's where they filmed the new moon. In it. Twilight. Didn't it? Sort of. Well, that's what it is, though. But I just abhor that whole no justice, no peace. I don't like it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I get it. I understand what they. I think I understand what they want it to mean, but it doesn't mean anything necessarily. It doesn't have a real grounding in reality. It doesn't have a real grounding in reality. The Lottie Hotel. What is it? What is that? What? That's just a random word right there. You said the Lottie Hotel. I don't even know what the hell that means, sir. But yeah, no justice, no peace. Totally different framework. Totally different idealism. Totally different falsehoods. Totally different fallacies. Totally different, suggestion. The suggestion itself. No justice, no peace. Now, we didn't get justice, so we're just gonna tear up the streets. We're gonna, start fires and kick over police vehicles and law enforcement, and it's just gonna be chaos. No peace. So there's no justice. I mean, where's the justice supposed to come in? During the trial? I don't know. All right, so as we got halfway through the show, I wanted to talk about Cardi B. And I'm probably going to lose a lot of viewers now, but that's fine too. Cardi B is on tour right now, and she's way over budget right now. She's way over budget. She's got millions of dollars over budget. She says, "I'm not Beyonce. I got a lot of dance routines. She has to rap and dance at the same time. She's feeling sore. She's feeling her she's got to give up part of her own money to satisfy the needs of the tour, and good for her. Are you streaming on more than just? Okay, that's a question. You said 31. That's a statement. 31. I don't know what 31 I said. But anyway, yeah, so she is definitely taking on the role of being a superstar. Cardi B is a superstar. I don't care what anybody says. She's an industry plant. Oh, she can't rap. She doesn't write her own raps. I really don't care. She got flow. She's got flow, and she got bars. She has one bar. I remember she said, "I'm like a glory hole. I'm like that. You don't know who you effing with." Like, I was like, that's a hard line. She may not have written that line, but that's a hard line. That's a good line. That was pretty strong. So I think with Cardi B being in a position that she currently stands in, I think she is able to fend off any naysayers that says that she doesn't have talent, that she doesn't have the ability. I think she has great ability. I think she has great talent. I think she's an excellent example of what hip hop can be and what should be. It keeps going on because of people like Cardi B that make it a something that is especially awesome. All right, that's a question. What up, bro? The Furo. I'm not your bro though. Cardi B, hello. I dig the fit. You looking fly. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. If you want to ask more questions, I will answer questions only on the contingency that you send in at least $5. If you send in $50, I'll happily take that too. Thank you very much. But Cardi B, yeah, she's such uh, a great magnet. She's a magnet for attention. Just you can't look away from her. She's fairly beautiful. She's got some good looks to her, and she's got a nice body. If you're into that, curvy kind of buxom broad. Don't call him bro. He doesn't like that because you're not his do you? Thanks, Steve Jobs. Thank you for regulating the room. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. But yeah. So Cardi B is definitely she's definitely a standout performer. And if I had the chance, I would go to see her show. I would actually go to see her show. I don't think I have the ducats enough for her, especially if she's trying to do more millions for the tour itself, trying to pour in more money from her own account. I mean, that just is extraordinary. I would say that Cardi B has the chops. She has the rapping chops. I mean, ever since Bodak Yellow, I mean that was like that just set it off. That just set it off and put it in a perspective that she could do something that was amazing and something strong. Okay, no worries, buddy. I'm off to bed. Have a good stream and got you with 3 questions this time. We'll get more next time. You didn't get me. You only got me with 1 question, and that's a free space. You didn't get me with 3. You couldn't relate. You couldn't tell them. You couldn't say anything. So you only got 1 question off. Good for you. Let's applaud him. You should be looking at your wife, not Cardi B. Well, I should not be looking at my wife because I'm probably never going to be getting married. I might get married when I'm like 90 or 100, something like that. I might get married when I'm in my hundreds. Maybe. I mean, unless it's a good business deal before then. 3 questions. Check the stream. No, you repeat the questions. Repeat the questions and see what, and then I'll check the stream. How about that? This is my show, sir. But anyway. I think that it is imperative that we look at Cardi B as a tremendous performer, just a tremendous piece of the hip hop puzzle. She definitely is carved her name in it. From Invasion of Privacy, I will have to repeat this over and over again. Every song on that album was either platinum or diamond. That's a fact. I think that's the only time that's ever happened. Michael Jackson didn't even do that. The Beatles didn't even do that. So Cardi B is not to be played with. And she was off for 7 years. 7 years. She was like, I'm good. I got this money. I got this money. I'm good. You still haven't said them. You still haven't said the questions. So I don't believe you. You need more people. Stefan Diggs did her dirty. Well, he did himself dirty by allegedly choking up his chef. Choking out his chef. So I think he allegedly did himself dirty. I'm not sure if he actually did it. But possibly he did it. Oh, here we go. First question was how you doing. Second question was that a new hat. No, that wasn't a question. You started talking about the church and Jesus, and I said, "What's your views?" I just said I didn't answer your question specifically. I was just talking based off of my own words. You didn't have anything doing that for you. Jesus died for your sins. You did not have any specific question, and I said, okay, let me answer Steve Jobs' 5100 question. I was just talking my talk. So I like how trying to make a game of this, and you're trying to say like you're broke. If you're broke, say so, cause you could get out of here. I don't talk to broke people. Brooklyn, don't play with me, sir. Don't play with me, sir. Good night. Don't play around though. Don't play games. Not to play with Nintendo Switch. Don't play me. So that is the reality in which we live. Cardi B. Cardi B she's not like a conscious rapper. She's not the most worldly, world renowned, thoughtful thinker, on the mic, but she does numbers. She does numbers. You have to give her credit. She does great numbers. And she doesn't back down. She's got that Bronx girl in her, that comes out from time to time. So that is the reality of that. That is the truth. I just think that she has the ability to continue on with her legacy because she's forming a legacy. She only has 2 albums out, Invasion of Privacy and Am I the Drama, and she has a loyal fan base. I don't even know her I don't know her what they call them. I don't know what she has. Let me try to see. Cardi B fan base name. Oh, that's right. The Barty Gang. Barty Gang. Barty Gang. Yes, Barty Gang. How am I mad now that you didn't get questions out of me? You're not. You know what? That's all right, Steve Jobs. You know what? I got you. I got you, Steve Jobs. There. Now you got to come back and with some other stuff because I don't got time for it. I don't have time for it. Z Swaggers. Okay, so Cardi B's fan base is called the Barty Gang. Name she coined herself in 2017, reflecting their loyal, energetic, and often fiercely protective support as they engage with her music, social media, and defend her online. So she's got Barty Gang. Hey, Max Visions, make sure you tap in. Make sure you give me that like. I got 16 people in here. The most I had in here was 34. That was the highest I had. I'm getting this money. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm getting this money. But Cardi B, yeah, she is definitely okay, so okay, so I was just checking that. The count has gone down tremendously. Oh well, I had to clear out some people. I think I cleared out 4 people already so far. It's just no. I don't have time for it. You know, I don't have time for it. If you're not about business, you're not about making money, then I don't need you in here. All right, so Cardi B and Barty Gang, they're definitely on a different plateau than a lot of other places. I think that the Barbs have kind of been, they've been split. They're like, what is she doing with the Turning Point USA, and what's she doing with talking about Trump all lovey dovey and stuff like that, giving him love notes and saying he's such a great president, and same thing with the vice president. This is weird. I don't know, but you got Lady Gaga's Monsters. You got Katy Perry's um, Katy Cats. You got Beyonce's Beehive. You got Rihanna's Navy. Just to name a few. Just to name a few, because there is a large group of people that have different things like that. So I just I like Cardi B. I like her. I didn't listen to the whole. I did listen to the whole album, but I don't think I've like absorbed most of it. I think I took in most of it and just said, this is decent effort. I think Invasion of Privacy is probably stronger than Am I the Drama, but she's touring and she's out here. She's out in here in these streets. She's trying to do the damn thing. So good for her. Good for her. Get that money, girl. That's what I'm saying. Like, to go on tour is a tremendous effort in the entertainment world, because you're always moving. You lose sleep. You could be creating more music while you're touring. Some people do that. There's long road trips. There's airfare. There's air mileage. There's all kinds of different things that occur on tour. People being weird, people going crazy, doing stupid stuff. It's a very strange kind of world to be in. So you have to give them credit for what they do. It's nothing to take lightly, in a sense, because they have to actually go out and address the world, address the people in this country, in the United States of America, and around the globe. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of focus. It takes a lot of, stress relief and anxiety relief and tension relief. All those things have to come into focus. All those things have to come into a clear-eyed view. Why do I have 9 people in here with only 6 likes? What's going on? Smash that like button. I never seen such big eyebrows. Anonymous 13. Trump tie. Mafia dude sipping liquor. I can't even pronounce your name. You do have pretty lips. Anonymous. If you are a female, I would appreciate that. I do appreciate that if you are a female. And you're not a tranny. I don't take trannies and men. I only take women. You can be bisexual, but you gotta be a man, a woman. He's a married anonymous. No, he is not married. What are you talking about, Brooklyn? I thought you were going to bed. Go to bed. Go to sleep. I just became one. I see. That's what I'm saying. I just became one. You just became a woman. Exactly. See, I don't got time for that. You can be bisexual and be a woman, or you can be just a woman and heterosexual. Like I'm a heterosexual man. Okay, here we go. Another person that doesn't know I'm a hermaphrodite. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. That's your business. Hi, I'm Peace Dude Gavno. Okay. Do you go to church? That's your free bingo space. Any more questions and they're worth $5 or and up. Do you go to church? Yes, I go to church. But I'm an atheist. I go to church with my dad. Too early to go sleep and watching the situation in Iran. What's going on in Iran? Are they still saying? Are they still saber rattling? Are they still rattling swords? Look that up. What's the best way to get rid of head lice? Another question. I don't know. That's your first question though, but I don't know. I guess just go shave all your hair off. Become like me. Be bald. Shave all your hair off. You look like Frank Sinatra a little bit. Well, I appreciate that. He was the chairman of the board. It was a very good year. Fly me to the moon. Let me play among the stars. So, yeah, Cardi B. Yeah, she's an amazing artist. I think she's an amazing artist. She really is. She really is an amazing artist. One of the better ones. One of the better active female rappers. She's definitely up there on the list. I like the new crop of rappers: Doja Cat, Lotto, Doechii, among others. You know, Saweetie or just Sweetie. I can't. I think she has to spell SAW. I think it's just pronounced Sweetie. That's so. That is the amazing power of entertainment. It has such a grip on us. You know, we need people like Cardi B to give us fuel for our souls. Even if you don't like hip hop, even if you don't respect it, whatever the case is, you have to at least acknowledge the fact that there's these young women, young men that are on these front lines, doing great work. I'm not your bro, Scott. Witness protection. Brooklyn's wildin'. He said witness protection. Now I have 9 likes and 9 people. That's all I can ask for. Now I have 18, and now I need 18 likes. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate it very much. Um, so I think Cardi B, Barty Gang, all of that, everything that goes along with her, she's great. I think she's great. It's easy to hate, and I don't think she's perfect. She's not like I said. She's not like the Queen Latifah or something like that of the war. She's not even like a Eve or anything like that. She doesn't have that range, and that's probably a good thing because it's money. She figured out a formula. She said, "Well, I'm gonna just talk reckless. I'm gonna just talk anything about my nether regions and how I get down in the bedroom and stuff like that." Shave your head. It's kind of too late for that. What are you talking about? Shave your head. Okay, so can I get 10 likes? Can I get one more like? Somebody in here, just smash that like button. Make it 10 likes. 10 people in here. 10 likes. Let's go. Cardi B, a masterful, piece of music, legacy. She's starting a legacy. I think she's building a brand for herself. She could become the next billionaire in the next 5 or 10 years, and out of hip hop. I would imagine. I think she's planning on doing that anyway. She may step away from the mic like Rihanna. She said, "Shoot, I'm a billionaire on two fronts, Fenty and Savage. What y'all gonna do about it? I ain't got to come up with no music. What am I gonna do with music? She sold 250 million records. What she gonna do with music?" Okay, I will give you a like. Brooklyn, you already gave a like. You can't give another like. But now it's 9 likes and 8 people in here, so that's cool. But this is the reality. This is the truth behind all this that has to be addressed. Has to be addressed. So I think that Cardi B, Barty Gang, all that is great. She's wonderful. And to hate just to hate is just like very non-productive. There, I got my 10 likes. Thanks, I appreciate it. I by mistake. Yeah, it was by mistake. I'm sure. Yeah, I see 10 likes now. I see 10 likes now. Thank you for the 10 likes. Now we're down to 3 people in the viewership, though. Now it's up to 13 people in the viewership. I swear I don't understand how this thing works. I don't get it, but it works. As long as it works, I'm good. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me, but hey, maybe it's not for me to understand. But yeah, Cardi B is she's a living legend already. I don't care. She's not. I don't care. Living legend. Living legend. She has created something so magnificent, so marvelous, so amazing. No one can touch her on the mic. She's got her own way. I mean, like I said, it's not a lot of substance there, but she doesn't need a lot of substance. She's supposed to have a good time, have fun. Maybe a serious song here and there, but most part it's all about having a good time, ow and all that, girls getting, throwing money on each other and stuff like that, the club and everything. And they say she's she makes music for strippers who take a piss in the parking lot to the strip club at 4 o'clock in the morning. That's the kind of that they just slide the thong over and take a pee on the parking lot. That's the kind of music she makes. She's making it for. There is live protests now in Minnesota. I'm sure there are, but I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking about Cardi B. Talking about Cardi B. Brooklyn, you know better. You know better. You're asking a question. You didn't put in $5. I need $5, at least $5, maybe $10, $20, $50. What about the Cardster? What is this? Prism Mike 1720. That's your first question, so you don't know about what's going on here. You ask questions. I'll give you a free bingo space. Everybody gets a free bingo space. Beyond that, though, you have to pay for it. Austin Camargo. What is $0? No, I don't remember you, Prism Mike. Sorry. But that's 2 questions. You owe me money. Diplomatic throw. How do I tell my wife she needs to lose weight without upsetting her? Just tell her honestly. Look, babe, you need to lose some weight. We're nearly at the point we need to widen the door frames. She insists she doesn't have a problem. First Jewish broke person. If you're gonna ask him a question, it's gonna be $15 a character you type. That's right. I'm not doing this show for free. This is not the freebie show. This is all about money. Everything is about money. It's all about money. No, you can't. In society, you can't tie anything to non-money, non-currency, non-dollars. You can't tie it. That's including spaces, so mind your vernacular. And it's back up to 16, so I appreciate it. Thank you very much for everybody for coming in. I appreciate it as we're winding down these last few moments. Yeah, so it's a hectic business. It's a hectic business. You got to be built for it. You can't be weak. You can't be. This is not a pushover relationship kind of study here. 10 people watching, 10 people likes. I'm not mad. That's so it's not for the wicked heart at all. It's not for the faint of heart. You got to be built like this. You have to be strong. Because there's so many different things coming at you. There's stalkers. There's people that are obsessed with you. There's people that in your own house, you can't trust. There's divorces. There's weddings. There's divorces again. There's all kinds of things. You have kids. Kids can love you. Kids can hate you. Kids can grow up to slit your throat. Hello, Rob Reiner. Salute to you. Rock and Power and his wife. Each word Sky says he owns up to 50%, 50 cents starting now. It's all about the dollar sign. I'm telling you, it's all about the dollar sign. How'd you get to be number 3 on the top 5 on the top fans list? I don't understand. Now I'm at 14 people. I'm not gonna complain. Dollar bill, y'all. Exactly. That's what it's all about. Cash rules everything around me. You'll be hard pressed to find a society anywhere on this world. There probably is somewhere, probably in some remote village somewhere. But for the most part, everywhere else, it's all about the dollar signs. It's all about being greedy. It's all about being selfish. Ice, baby. Oh man. We were talking about that the last half hour. We're talking about Cardi B now. We're not talking about the ICE agents and what's her name? Renee Nicole Macklin Good. That's a totally different story, other than Cardi B. Yes, it's old news. Yes, thank you, Prison Mike. Appreciate it. So yeah, so Cardi B, not the greatest lyricist because I don't think she writes her songs, but she has such a presence. She has such a energy. Just what's she gonna say next? What is she gonna do? How's she gonna portray this? How's she gonna wear that? What's she gonna wear? What's she gonna put on? What wig is she gonna wear? She wears $5,000, $10,000 wigs. She's not playing around. Her dresses probably cost $20,000. How do you feel about giving me money, Prison Mike? You know better. You trying to say if you don't remember me, you don't remember I'm asking for money? So I'd like to thank everybody that showed up. Thank you very much. This was a very productive episode, and I will see you sometime, probably on Saturday or Sunday, Probably not tomorrow. If it's sometime tomorrow, it's going to be during the day, during the afternoon. So I thank you very much. Take care.